Welcome back, guys. This is the Is This Football podcast. My name's Dan. I'm joined here by my good friend, Eddie Doyle.
Here I am.
Also joined by our other good friend, Remy Brechak.
He's just got a full bill of health as well, which is fantastic for everyone involved.
Exactly.
Well, I'm just saying I can't let the podcast die. So if I die, the podcast dies, and I did it all for you guys. I paid out of pocket too.
New life expectancy.
I paid out of pocket. So thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, Remy.
Thanks for being healthy.
Thank you for putting all your hard work into this. Like I said, this is the Is This Football podcast. Last week we covered a little bit of the wild card weekend, and then we got a little bit into the divisional round that we just got finished with. We're going to be touching back on that, going into a little bit of the conference championships that are coming up this weekend. Talking a little bit about that. We might touch on a little bit of Premier League football. There's been a couple good games. Maybe a little bit of UFC.
Maybe.
We will see. There is, honestly, and I'm sorry to go off on a tangent right off the bat. I listen to, like I said, we are a byproduct of the Call Us the Breeze podcast, which I try to listen to as much as I possibly can. I do miss an episode here and there, but I go back and watch the ones that I've missed every once in a while. I did catch one from sometime in December, and you guys got into a big agricultural thing. It's a lot about the whey and the.
Was that like after I saw the crack and egg? The crack and egg.
No, it was. You guys were talking about working out and doing push-ups, and then you got into the whey thing, and then your dad, with what started to be a joke, he actually knows a lot more about whey. He like just broke down. Like I've taken whey protein before. I had no idea that he knew so much about whey and the dairy byproducts and stuff like that. But aside from that, you guys did a guess your weight thing. Your dad thinks you're like 195 pounds, Remy?
No way.
Yeah.
No
What
way.
the hell?
Now,
you were doing guess the weights, and your dad, what did he say, 195?
Now,
way.
what would you say I am?
What were you, 5'10", 5'11"?
I'm 5'9".
Oh, wow.
But according to
5'9".
the DMV, the doctor's
Easy.
office will say 5'10".
Okay, right, listen.
The
for all the
government's
ladies
trying
out
to
there,
keep,
he's
hold me
5'9".
down. The government's trying to hold me
He's
down.
trying to hold me down. What would I say you weighed?
What would you honestly say?
I would say
Like,
you weighed 180.
Really?
What do you think he weighs?
I thought I like 165.
Wow,
Boom.
that's
on the
small.
fucking
On the
money.
money?
Last
Your
two
one
doctor
is-
visits
wow.
in 2 months, 165. That's my riding weight.
This is before listening to
Wow.
the podcast where I got the information. And I think did Ryan not nail it? Because I remember it was your dad and Ryan.
I don't remember.
They both guessed, and I think Ryan was like, 155, 160, kind of around there. And your dad was like 190, and I'm like, Jesus
That's massive.
Christ.
For
Well,
5'9", that's huge.
that is
Right? I don't think
that is they call us the Breeze. Bravo Romeo Echo Sierra. It comes out every Monday on the same networks you get this same podcast.
It's all about men's weight.
It's all part of Tiger Cage Media. So make sure you tune in to our show as well as these show. But enough about me. How about you guys? What's going on tonight in the sports world?
Well, the first game that we're going to be talking about was the first game of the weekend, the Bengals-Titans game.
Defensive fight.
Defensive fight, like I said, I got here the third down conversions, 7 of 15 for the Bengals, 1 of 8 for the Titans. The Titans only converted on 1 third down, which I always think that's like, whenever I look at football games, I always think that
That's where you win and lose in the
that's a
NFL.
huge statistic in football. And I mean, 1 and 8 on third downs. I mean,
You're not going to get it done there.
you're not going to get a whole lot done there. But the next statistic was Burrow got sacked 9 times. It seemed like the whole video I was watching, it was just Burrow getting sack after sack after sack. He was just getting
it's
taken
definitely
down.
true. But I think there's a lot to be said. Like, we have to give credit to both defenses for the way that they both played, and that's why. I mean, like you said, 1 of 8. That's huge. You're not going to get anything done. But if you get Tannehill not behind the sticks, but close to behind the sticks or at the sticks, 3rd and 8 plus, he's going to struggle. That offense runs through Derrick Henry.
9 sacks. So when's the last time you saw a quarterback get sacked 9 times in a game?
I don't know. I know Chandler Jones had 5 himself this season at one point, but it's rare.
In one game.
Chandler Jones had 5 himself in one game this year.
Okay,
Which is nuts, but still.
That's a shitload.
I know, but still. No, it doesn't happen too much. But no, I think I think Cincinnati's a very well-rounded team.
Yeah, and the Titans have a good defense.
If you can shut down, if you can shut down Henry, you've got a big chance against them. I don't think Tannehill's good. He's good off play action. I would never want him to try. I would never want him to be down 2 scores and have to bring my team back.
Burrow?
No, Tannehill.
Oh, Tannehill.
Yeah. If you can get them down, not that they ever were, but I think if you can shut down Henry and shut down the run game, limit how effective play action is, I feel like Tennessee's going to struggle.
I thought you were just talking to me about how good you think Tannehill is.
No, Tannehill's decent, but he's also
solid.
he's also in a system which is
making lots of money.
He's making lots of money, but
he's
also in a
when I saw
system.
his contract.
He's in a system where it's hard to fail.
Yeah, well, it's hard to fail when you have Derrick Henry as a running back.
And the hard play action, then you just feed Julio and AJ Brown.
Yeah, and I know for all of our listeners, anybody that heard last week, I was just super high on not any specific drugs, but Derrick Henry, and a
multitude of drugs.
I think I was a little premature in saying that he was going to be the one that was going to change this game because he just came back from injury. He didn't have a whole lot of snaps in the. He didn't have a whole lot of snaps the last game of the season, and he just did not. He did. I think he had like 60-something yards, 20 carries, something like that. But he didn't look like he was back to full strength. Him at full strength, I think the game could have easily gone a different way. I think that he just definitely wasn't what he had been. First 8 games of the season, he looked unbeatable. In the past game, he looked like he was doing all he could to keep it together.
I do agree with that, but I think we have to give credit to Cincinnati too. Their defense is good. Trey Hendrickson's very good up there. I don't know if they still have Geno Atkins, but one of the number 90 for them is really good. I don't think it's Geno. Geno's 91, I think, and number 30 for them. Check out who number 30 is because number 30 had a pick and he was all over the place on defense.
I don't have.
It's a cornerback or a safety. I don't know who it is, but he looked pretty good. Their defense was really good.
Yeah,
they obviously schemed well because when you limit Derrick Henry to, I think you had it there, 60 yards roughly, and a touchdown. That's a win.
Carries.
That is a win all day.
I know.
60 yards and a touchdown for Derrick Henry. That's a win.
Yeah,
you have a very good chance of winning the game.
The other guy actually did good. The Foreman guy, I thought he.
Deontay Foreman.
I thought he did better than.
He's an afterthought though.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're running behind Derrick Henry, it's hard to really get it going.
McPherson, rookie.
McPherson 4 of 4 hit the game.
Which was from 48 as well.
Yeah, 48. 48. He hit a lot of good field goals. He was looking good that game. Fair play to him. The next game we're going to be talking about, which is, I know if Caleb is listening, hopefully he is, the 49ers-Packers game. That was the other one that, I mean, the Bengals-Titans game, I knew that was going to be a close game. They're both good teams. I
did not think that was going to be. I thought it could be within 10 points. You didn't
think it was going to be close?
I thought it could be within 10. I'm talking about Green Bay and San Francisco.
Oh no, I'm talking in relation to the Bengals game.
Oh no, I thought that was the least competitive game of the weekend.
But I thought that one was going to be close. But I honestly, I know me and you talked about it. We were giving the Packers 9 points on that. Like I think when we talked about it in the last one,
it was 5.5.
I know, but me and you were both.
Said it should have been more.
Me and you were both saying it should have been more.
I thought 5.5 was value. I thought that was value. If you want to bet, I thought the bet of the weekend was Green Bay minus 5.5 and LA plus 3.5.
Especially with how poorly Jimmy Garoppolo played. I know that last weekend I was kind of high on him a little bit more than you were.
You can win the Super Bowl with Garoppolo.
Well, you have yet to do that, but as big as I was on him last weekend, this is the point where I'm kind of like, is he the guy? Because I know me and you talked about it.
He's not the guy like that. He's not the guy he's not the unquestionable starter for the next 5 to 7 years. You can build around him for the next 2 to 3.
Better or worse than Tannehill?
That's a good shout. I'd take. Oh wow.
I'd
take Tannehill. I'd take Tannehill, but I think it's much of a muchness.
I
don't know what Garoppolo's getting paid, but I'd rather pay Garoppolo 15 than Tannehill 30.
I don't think Garoppolo's getting anything crazy. I'd
rather pay Garoppolo 15
idea.
than Tannehill 30. I don't want to pay Tannehill 30.
Because Garoppolo got some kind of money, didn't he? When he first went there, I thought he
got a 4-year contract. I think
he got a 4-year contract.
They gave him a first-round pick.
I thought for some reason it was. I know it wasn't crazy high, but I know he got paid a little bit, but. I mean, between the two of them, I mean, like I said, I think
you're splitting hairs between them. But the issue is,
I know you said you don't think Tannehill can run. Tannehill has legs. Tannehill is much more mobile. I think as far as arm strength and the way they throw the ball, it's kind of a toss up. I mean, Jimmy G's it seems like they're both like 6 out of 10.
We obviously like Derrick Henry a lot on this podcast. We've spoken about that, but when
we're not going to stop talking about
when you have Derrick Henry,
when you have
Derrick Henry behind you,
exactly,
you have
and their
so
defense
much
is
more.
stout.
You have so
good.
much more. You've got. I'm trying to think of the phrase for it. You've got so much
more leeway when it comes to what you have to perform as a quarterback. If you can hand the ball off to that guy,
and San Francisco's
when he's
running
healthy,
backs, I don't even know who they are.
Well, no, I looked it up. Right now it's Mitchell. Throughout the season, it was Wilson.
They've all been hurt all year. They've all been hurt all year. They're all much for muchness.
I know he's technically a wide receiver, but when you have Deebo Samuel being able, like he's a running back, he's a wide receiver, he's a punt and kick returner, and
Swiss Army
potentially the most electrifying offensive player in the league when it comes to just. When it just comes down to being able to play multiple positions, being able to do
the most
different things, being
maybe,
able,
but
I mean,
he's not even top 10.
How many other big time wide receivers do you know that still take kick and punt returns? Once you get to a certain level,
Tyreek Hill should be. Tyreek Hill should be,
and he doesn't because
he should be.
If he was, he'd probably be the best punt and kick returner in the league. But he's getting a lot of money to be a wide receiver. He doesn't need to drop down to.
It's true, but if I was the Chiefs head coach, I'd have him back there. I think he can change the game every time.
But there's a lot more of a chance of injury on a punt kick return, something like that. What happens if Tyreek Hill breaks his leg doing a punt kick return, something like that? Deebo Samuel is not to Tyreek Hill's level as far as his worth to the offense of Tyreek. Because Tyreek Hill, quarterbacks aside and Derrick Henry aside, he could be the most valuable offensive talent.
Devontae Adams, I would say, is more important.
I would love, and I know obviously Tyreek Hill has Patrick Mahomes. I would love to see Devontae Adams with a different quarterback. I think Devontae Adams is really good. He's very, very good.
But without Rodgers.
He's nowhere close to as fast as Tyreek Hill. Well, nobody's close to it. Tyreek Hill is the fastest person on the planet.
They've been, in the NFL.
He's insanely fast.
No, he's so fast.
Wildly fast.
Devontae Adams has asked for. We'll probably get into this. He's asked for a trade. He hasn't asked for a trade request.
He doesn't want to play without Aaron Rodgers.
They're thinking about doing a package deal. Could you imagine what? We'll get into that. Why don't we get into that in a little bit?
It depends where he goes, but
we'll get into that.
We will get into that.
Imagine what they would take to get both of them.
Yeah.
Take a shitload.
Already
Green Bay would be bad for 10 years.
Aaron Rodgers, you're already getting a bunch of picks for him.
Yeah,
add on Devontae Adams to that.
Himself.
Yeah, easily.
Or 1 and a 2 maybe.
I don't know if many teams can. You
don't give up that much.
You'd basically give up all your. You
give up
the
next 10
for the next 5 to 6 years of your first and second round picks
and when
for two players who Rodgers might not play 2 more years.
A little bit. We'll get into that in a little bit.
We'll get into that more in a little
bit.
But
no, going back to the Green. You have to touch on special teams. Special teams have been bad for Green Bay all year.
I'm surprised they didn't make more. And I know usually with NFL teams, very rarely are there people that are other than punters and kickers that are special teams specifically.
Yeah,
usually it's a combination of offensive and defensive second and third string players that kind of fill that are either trying to make the team or are kind of on the cusp.
They might have a good gunner or something.
But, something like that, or a lineman, something like that. But that was definitely what happened. You have to say the play of that game that absolutely
the block
punt for a touchdown late in the game, something like that. Which if you're an NFL team and you can't even get punts off, they had a field goal blocked and a punt blocked for a touchdown,
right. And it's been happening all year as well.
And it's been happening all year.
They fired their special teams coordinator mid-season. Nothing has gotten better. It feels like it's discipline at this point. If you've got 5+, because they line up 8 guys on the line for I think to block on a special teams play. If you've got 8 guys that, and it's not like you're blocking for, it's not like you're blocking
that's kind of hanging.
It's not like you're blocking for a QB. It's like you don't have to block You just have to make sure you're not dog shit.
You have to
just
block.
Make sure
you're not
really bad.
For not even 2 seconds.
You just need to make sure you're not dog shit.
1 split second for just a hair of a moment.
And
you don't have to get a pocket around the guy. You literally just have to slam it for 2 seconds.
You just have to not be dog shit.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that they were bad all year and didn't make adjustments, even in the playoffs like that, especially when it comes down to little things like that in the game.
I think some of this also has to go on Aaron Rodgers too. They had the chance to go for for the throat. You only put up 16 points. Was it 16 points?
That's very
you
true.
You have to go for the and they had multiple chances to just kill the game and drive the stake, and they didn't do it. Yeah. I mean, some of that has to go on Rodgers.
I thought the weather would affect the 49ers a lot worse than
they're a running team first.
Well, I saw that snow, boy.
It was
snowing the whole time.
It was also coming in sideways, which means wind.
And the 49ers aren't used to that. I mean, obviously, you're playing the NFL, you're playing in cold stadiums at some point in the year. You're not getting away from that, but you play in San Francisco, you play LA, you play Arizona.
Or in a dome.
Yeah, or in a dome. You play a lot of those teams. You're not playing in Lambeau 8 times a year, especially in the cold weather. So I thought that was going to be a definite benefit for the Packers, which it ended up.
They should consider hiring Remy for meteorologist advice.
I think Remy could.
Weather on the nines.
Yes, weather on the nines with Remdog Breachak.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much. But
no, I thought Rodgers could have done more. A lot of people. Rodgers didn't play badly, but 16 points is still 16 points in Lambeau, and it was 7-0 for like a full quarter. It was like 7-3 for another quarter. They let him hang around.
He did not have amazing. I think he threw for like 200 and something yards. He only had 1 touchdown. I mean, you would expect him in that situation, especially. I thought him being 0-3, which now he's 0-4 to the 49ers.
To exercise the ghost a little bit.
You would think that he would be a little bit more gung-ho about...
Exactly.
Hey,
it was almost like they were laissez-faire about it.
Exactly.
But the Niners defense was good too. Eric Armstead, Bosa's very good, isn't he? They've got Frank Warner in the middle.
Yeah.
They did play well. They had a lot of sacks, especially because Green Bay's offensive line's pretty good.
Yeah,
they've got. I think Bakhtiari was his first game back.
No. Bakhtiari was not playing.
Really?
Last I saw, he
didn't play all year.
He was their big guy, though.
Yeah, but he got activated for it.
He was their main guy, though.
Bakhtiari's really
good. Bakhtiari is one of the best offensive linemen in the game, but definitely did not see that going that way. That was the first, and honestly, I have to admit, I was at a birthday party for a coworker. Happy birthday, Kim! Shout out to you. And I was literally sitting in the corner for most of the party, watching the game on my phone. And the moment the game ended,
say you're not committed.
The moment that kick was made at the very end of the game for the 49ers to win, I got on the horn to my friend who's a Packers fan, Caleb, and I was like, man, I'm gonna love. And of course, this is me being a little bit overzealous. I was like, man, the Bucs are gonna love playing the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, but. We'll talk a little bit more about how that went in a minute.
Yeah. There's a comment in the...
yeah, we do have a comment if you guys want to answer a question.
Let's do it.
Let's personal question about the two of you.
Real quick, yeah.
We have a celebrity that actually gave us a question just now on the YouTube feed. Guys, make sure if you're watching the YouTube show out there, every Tuesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, tune into our YouTube channel. Is this football? ? Or just go to Tiger Cage Media. You'll find us there. You can live chat with us. We have a celebrity tonight. Just asked a question. Ryan from They Call Us the Breeze. He wants to know, what's your favorite stadium food? What's the one thing you got? Like, if you're gonna buy one food item.
I always get roasted for this anywhere I go. I love hot dogs.
I knew you were going to say that as well. I just knew
you knew it was coming. I eat hot dogs on my own.
Such a hot dog person.
I love hot dogs.
Roasted, no pun intended.
Yeah, roasted or grilled.
Whatever,
however you want to do it.
You could have asked me that, honestly.
Rotisserie style, however you'd like to cook
the roller dogs. The roller dogs.
All types of dogs. Yeah, the Thornton 7-Eleven hot dogs.
Industrial dumpster stomach.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not going to go for like the Outback Steakhouse like little hub that has like the bloomin' onion.
Oh, and pay $150 for a bloomin' onion and a beer? No, thank you. I'll go to the regular Outback and pay the normal price.
All right, I'm going to go opposite side, but I want to know, Eddie, England. You're in England, and you're.
There'll be no food being consumed in England.
It's only beer.
There'll be no food being consumed.
They only have beer at those.
Listen, there's food, and America obviously. Food is synonymous with American culture.
Yeah, they're not as worried about it.
No, we're not doing any. There'll be no eating. Just drinking and packet. Just drinking and packet.
When you're in Baltimore watching the Orioles, what are you?
I feel like the loaded fries are somewhat value at
It's too messy.
It is. We get a fork for it.
too
No,
messy.
the savages aren't
Yes.
eating with their hands.
I would never eat loaded fries with a fork.
That's what
I would.
you eat
feel,
them with your hands? You're a fucking savage.
They're French fries.
He's
That's
eating-
what I was saying. What are you talking about? How
There's
do you,
fucking sauce on them.
is,
Do you eat curry
Is
with your
that
hands?
how loaded fries work?
Do you eat curry with
There's
your hands?
sauce on them. Yeah, I eat cottage cheese with fucking my hands and yogurt too.
This man.
No,
if
I would
this-
feel like a bitch eating loaded fries with a fork. You kidding
Wow,
me?
you might be the first person in history who's ever said that. I
We-
feel like.
I'm the
That
only
doesn't- that
I'm the
eats
only
loaded-
person that doesn't eat loaded fries with a. With
I mean,
a fork.
there's some
guarantee-
seriously dangerous
We're in
people out there.
Florida right
eating-
now, Eddie. You better
There's some
realize
seriously
where
dangerous
you're at.
people out there
No.
eating loaded fries with their hands.
We have to take a little break, guys. We'll be
Just think about Dan
We'll
eating
be
loaded
back
fries
in a
with his
little
hands.
bit. I'm just shoveling it into my face. It's a lovely sight to see. We're going to take a little break right
He
now.
goes and collects the
Re-
mustard and ketchup with his hands.
Re-
He just puts his hand
I just
underneath
squirted
the-
it into my mouth like Dumb and Dumber.
He's almost as bad as Mike.
We're going to take a little
We're gonna
break.
take a
We'll be
break.
right back in
Grab
a few,
yourself
guys.
some loaded fries. Skip on the silver.
Remy's got to smoke a cigarette. We'll be right back.
So long.
All right, we'll see you.
Welcome back, guys. This is the Is This Football podcast.
Is this football?
Is this football? Is it Ron Burgundy?
Here we are. We're about to go into more foods that Dan eats with his hands. Which
We're
are all of
jumping
them.
right back into the
But,
foods. I thought.
Well, no, I thought we were going to touch on where the Scientology split.
I thought we were
going
going to touch on Tom Cruise
There's
and all that.
There's quite.
but
Scientology was what it was
I'd
born
like
in
to touch on
Clearwater.
Tom Cruise. I'll tell you that
It's
right now.
not. It's not born.
But the
in,
headquarters is
It's
there.
not born. Yeah, the headquarters is there, and I talked to somebody.
No, that's Clearwater.
Yeah, that's what we
no,
know.
that's what we
Clearwater,
were saying.
Clearwater, yeah.
But no, they have a huge Scientology center in downtown St. Pete. It's right across the street from. It's right next to the strip club. You know that shitty strip club?
I feel like every building is like closed there, other than the strip club,
next-
which is basically closed anyway.
Once you realize it's there, you'll never miss it again.
On the left or right, looking at it.
It's you know where the strip club is?
Yeah.
That
Left
shitty
or
strip
right?
club? It's
Left or
just to the
right?
left of there. Well, on the other side, it's like a Caribbean
Has
cafe
it got like
or
a
something like
sign
that.
on it?
No,
Or-
well, they don't advertise.
Yeah, they don't
like
advertise
that. They're not going to be
Scientology.
like, "Hey, this is Scientology. Come here." That
Yeah.
would be a terrible marketing scheme.
They don't.
It's just
yeah,
one of
they-
those places. It's a bunch of well-dressed, young, like early 20s guys,
bunch of young dressed,
kind of standing around, looking like they're
bunch of
doing.
young, well-dressed nutcases.
Looks like they're doing somewhat like business-related stuff,
Yeah,
but
they're
it's
just talking
they,
about
they just-
ascension to the next
they,
realm.
They what is it? Xanadu? What's I don't even.
I don't-
I'm not.
I don't remember.
I'm not
They're trying
brushed
to
up
do
on my
something crazy.
Scientology stuff.
But if you guys are interested in Scientology, then there is the place next to the worst strip club in Pinellas County. Well, actually, no. Give Mermaids a shout for bad strip clubs.
It's
Which is Dan. I'm going to defer to you. Which is worse out of the two strip
It's
clubs?
been a little. I mean, it's been a little while for both of those strip clubs. I've been to both. I was an avid customer at one point.
Of which one? The
Maybe
Williams Park one?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've always
Yeah, well, Mermaids
lived,
is a
but
long
I used to hit up Mermaids. Mermaids was a spot for a little
Well,
bit.
they're both fully dressed.
They're
right?
well, it's like because they both sell alcohol, and in I don't know if it's Pinellas County or just St. Pete, the city of St. Pete. If you sell alcohol, you cannot be fully nude, and other way
This
around.
man knows the score. This man knows.
Well, they don't want any grab action.
I don't mean to, you know.
I don't mean to be an expert on the subject.
I
but
know,
you're
right? I know a little bit about the strip club.
So anyway,
Well,
if
that's
you
why
do-
you got to go to Tampa because it's all nude all the
no,
time.
no.
boys.
Well, Tampa's the same way.
Oh,
If
here
they
he is.
sell-
Mons Venus, shit was completely nude.
do they sell alcohol there?
No, that's the thing.
But that's what I'm saying.
Well,
no,
Oz, yeah.
there are completely nude ones, but if they're
I
nude,
can drink
they don't
anywhere.
sell
I'm going.
alcohol.
I'm going to the strip club.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get in there like, oh, we don't sell alcohol, but the girls
But
are
if
naked.
if you are into Scientology and you do want to do some strip club antics, regardless of
You
the
could-
nude or
that-
not, you want to have a drink as well.
It's a
then you're there.
one-stop shop.
If you want to, it's a one-stop shop.
get
You can
your,
have a drink. You can watch a woman in a bra.
What do they call it when you go to the Scientology center and they give you it's like a
Bro,
reading or
I did
something,
not know
or
that shit.
it's like
Like
when
a
you,
tarot card
when you
reading?
no, not like a reading, but when you first go, they
Let you know how much you need
they
them.
give you like like an analysis on you,
On how bad you
and
are.
basically it's just a reason for them to be.
They buy you into that.
It's a
shit.
reason for them to be like, oh, hey, you have all these problems in your
We
life
got you,
and
we
all
got
this,
you.
but I don't want to get too.
Let's not go deep into that. We're going to do a quick
too
little
carried
touch on
away into
the
the
other food that
Scientology,
Dan
but-
eats with his hands, which is
I eat all
many
foods with my
foods,
hands, let's be
many
serious.
foods.
The tools God gave us, you know. I mean, in India, they eat all their foods with their hands, right? I mean, is that not how they do it?
I don't
down
know.
there?
Yeah,
I mean,
they might do. I don't know.
They got something going down there. Why waste time with forks and knives? It's just an extra
silverware,
it's
bro.
an extra step
Yo,
to
extra
get it into
silverware.
your
From
mouth.
now on,
You got
when people-
hands.
When people come to my restaurant, I'm going to be like, "Oh no, you got this. You got this. Use the tools." that
Just
God gave
go
you."
ahead and eat it, right? You're not trying to look good
Why
for
don't you
everybody.
give me your top 3 foods that you like? Not
Why
food
don't
types,
why
but
don't we
just
go
meals.
why don't we go back and forth 3 down to 1?
Okay.
You go first since
Wow.
you said you already had yours ready to go.
I have 2, but I don't know if I have number 1. All
Okay.
right, I'm gonna go for number 3. And this
ahead.
is a little bit of a broad statement on it, but I feel like number 3 for me is like Mexican food, like tacos, quesadillas.
That's so broad.
I know it is broad.
Because that one something in that genre was
Then
gonna
I'll
be
take. Then
one
I'll
of,
do. I know.
You
Then I'll
could- you
take.
could
Then I'll do
but just
burritos. Then
make
I'll do
it
burritos. Then I'll do
You
burritos.
like burritos better than
I lo-
tacos?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Really?
definitely. I love
See,
the girth of it.
honestly, I've always tacos are like my main. But
Is that number 3 for you? Or?
well, that I was gonna throw that in there.
Well, you still can. You still enjoy it.
Well,
if I do.
tacos was going to be my 3, but then I that might have been my 1. I don't know.
I'm actually okay.
I've got
I was thinking
another.
about rescinding my.
It's more of like a specific version of tacos that I've had
Is it the
recently.
cheese-dipped
This
one?
is not the cheese dipped ones, but that was honestly going to be my 2. But I'll just go like the one that I had recently downtown. There's this little place called Ono, or I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. ONO.
You were telling
Oh,
me
no.
about these.
Yeah, you were.
They call them quesabirrias, and
Wow.
it's like a slow cooked, slow roasted, like shredded beef that they make into tacos.
barbacoa style.
Barbacoa. Well, it's not. It's
not
like
technical.
isn't barbacoa usually
is
ground beef?
No, it's shredded beef
Yeah,
with like
it's,
adobo. and
It's like
sauce
that,
and
but I
shit.
think it's usually called birria. But they make them into tacos with like cheese and onions and stuff.
that sounds good.
but then they press them like quesadillas. So it's
Oh,
like
wow.
it's like a little.
it's a half quesadilla.
It's like a
like
little,
a half moon quesadilla.
little tiny taco quesadilla with melted cheese, really
Damn,
good
that
beef.
sounds good.
But then they also hit you with like the little sauce. They give you a little like
Dip
they
that
give
shit
you a
in,
little
yeah,
thing
yeah.
of sauce so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can dip
Different flavored
the
sauces,
tacos.
yeah, yeah.
Well, no, it's only one. It's like the jus from
Yeah, yeah.
the beef.
Oh,
like
okay,
they
got you.
take
jus.
like the stock that they make the beef in, that they slow cook the beef in. They give you a little cup of that with
Are we both
the
going
tacos.
number 3 for tacos?
That would potentially be my 1.
Oh, you're number 1.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
but the only thing I was gonna say
Well,
about
what are you
Mexican
gonna
food,
do for 3 then?
a highly underrated Mexican food, which you just it's around, but you don't see it that much. That I've always been like chimichangas.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
everyone goes nuts for the burritos. I love a good
Chimichangas are
burrito.
good too.
Oh my god,
Empanadas are sick as well, bro.
yeah,
Empanadas are sick, man.
I've never,
Hard to eat with your hands. Hard to eat with your
I've
hands.
never been a huge empanada guy.
Hard to eat
I'm
with your
not gonna
hands.
lie. That's the one that I think it might
Oh
be.
no, not
overrated.
empanadas. I don't mean that. I mean
You said empanada.
I meant enchiladas.
Oh
Enchiladas
no!
are
Oh
lit,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. Enchiladas are great.
Take a
but
burrito and just wet it
Yeah, and
up.
just
where-
put
it up.
sauce and
Wet
cheese
it
on
up.
it.
That's well, no,
I know empanadas
It's
are
like
fine.
a bunch of
I didn't
little
mean empanadas.
burritos.
I didn't mean empanadas. I meant enchiladas.
I had a friend like
and empanadas are very easy to eat with your hand, just so you guys know.
all growing up. I had a really good friend that I've known for years who is her
An
mother.
empanada
Her,
specialist.
her mother was
An
Mexican.
enchilada specialist.
Enchiladas, not empanadas. Enchiladas. And I went over to her house one time years ago, and her mother made homemade enchiladas.
That was lit.
Oh my god! If you've never had really, really good homemade enchiladas,
Yeah.
also, when was the last time you went to a Mexican restaurant and ordered enchiladas?
No, it's been a while, but I'm
It's
definitely
rare.
going to next time. They're fucking good, bro.
It's rare because, like, I think I had it at Tijuana Flats one time, and they were good.
I had it at Chili Verde, the
Yeah.
joint on 22nd and 16th, or 22nd and like 20th.
no,
or
right by
whatever.
the Lowe's. I've
But,
never
yeah.
gotten enchiladas there. I think I went there one time, and I think I got
They're pretty good.
tacos.
They're
I'm
pretty
pretty
good.
sure. But tacos is my default. If
Yeah.
I go to a Mexican restaurant and I've never been there before, or
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm not sure about the
It's
other
a safe
stuff,
way to go.
tacos are always good. I love them. Any style, any
Why don't
form,
you tell me
any
your number
fashion.
3? And, my number 3 is I'm going for taco. I'm going for burrito actually. For
Yeah,
number
you
3.
go with. I just gave
What
you
are
mine.
doing?
Give me
number 3 is tacos for you. I thought you.
Well,
said
you said burritos. I said birria.
So that's your
Case
number
of
3.
tacos, whatever.
So
you
we're
do
similar
your
in that.
2.
Number
you give
2
me
for
your
me,
2.
honestly, a really good carbonara, man. I love a good carbonara with the egg in there and everything, man. No, it doesn't. Yeah, well, it has to be Italian to be a carbonara.
Yeah,
but like,
it's
and I do love Italian food. I think it's mildly, a little bit overrated, a little tiny bit, but carbonara, man. Carbonara is fucking when there's just a massive vat of it.
Yeah,
and you know you've got food for
Stews
days
all day.
It's delicious.
Yeah, big sleep, big carbonara followed by 4-hour kip.
I love Italian, and it's very good. I love a little bit of carbonara. I don't know. I love Italian food. That's never the first thing I think of when I think.
Give me number 2 then.
My number 2, man. You kind of just threw this on me. I know this is very broad as well, but anything Thai, pretty much.
It's too broad.
Like
there are some dishes in Thai that I will not touch.
Pad Thai or some Thai.
Would you prefer a pad Thai over curry?
Well, that I was just gonna say that my next statement was gonna be curry. I know they're different food, but for me it's hard to pick when I'm thinking of Thai food. I love pad Thai.
You have to pick one.
Gun to my head, probably curry.
So like a Thai green curry or like a Penang curry or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the Penang's always good, and like curry is something I honestly think I could eat every day.
Definitely. And do you know what? That's
I could if I knew how to. I mean, I'm sure I could learn, but if I figured out how to make curry, like
it's hard. You can't make it the same way they make it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not possible.
It's difficult to make it the way that if I could learn how to just cook that.
Yeah.
I'm sure my apartment would smell lovely, but
I mean, it'd probably smell pretty. Yeah. Well, regardless, we'll leave that alone. Moving into my number 1, honestly, curry as well, but Indian curry. Chicken madras.
Yeah, well, chicken madras. That's like the original.
I mean, chicken and Thai is different, man. Chicken and Thai, Thai and Indian is quite different.
But did curry not originate? Am I crazy? I thought curry originated in India.
I think it was just English colonists migrated. English colonists.
Well, yeah, but that's what I said. But is it not originally Indian? I thought. No, that's what I'm saying. It started there and made its way to Thailand, and they kind of.
Oh, that could be. You could be.
I'm not positive. I thought that's kind of.
Your number 1. I know you're number 1 already.
What do you think my number 1 is?
Number 1 is steak.
Yeah,
you do love a good steak. And do you know what? I underrate steak massively. Like, because steak is fantastic.
Well,
and
what cut do you like? What do you like? What do you when you do steak? What's your go-to?
If I'm gonna do it at a restaurant, right?
I mean,
at a restaurant. Because steak at home is an easy way to set off the fire.
You're on death row. It's your last meal, and what kind of steak? What cut of steak, and how do you want it cooked?
Wow, that's a good one.
You can't just saying steak. That's too broad.
No, that is a good
There's
one.
too many
that is a good
things
one.
you could do.
If I could only eat one steak one more time, I'd probably have a ribeye with a gorgonzola creamer.
See, the thing with me and steak is I love the toppings. I'm not a big mushroom guy. I know a lot of people do steaks with mushrooms on it.
Mushroom and onions, man. Mushroom and onions.
Onions, yes. Gorgonzola, garlic butter, any of that stuff. Anybody that knows me at all knows
throw some shrimp on there.
A little surf and turf. Everybody loves a little surf and turf. But in my opinion, the ribeye is the best because it just depending on personal preference.
Very.
My sister loves a fillet. She likes a lean cut. She's not trying to eat a gigantic.
But you wouldn't. I wouldn't put a sauce on a fillet. Honestly, I might have it on the side. But fillet's so
when you just say steak,
can I ask you this, boys, real quick? You don't put A1 and shit on.
You don't put A1 on anything, man. You don't put A1 on anything.
It depends where you get the steak.
You don't put A1 on anything.
If you get a ribeye from Applebee's,
you don't put A1 on anything. You don't put A1 on anything. You don't put A1 on anything.
Hold on.
Firstly, you don't put A1 on anything. That's important.
Any ribeye, even the best ribeye. I gotta have a little bit of horseradish sauce.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Remy!
I'm not
that's
sure about that. Yeah, this guy is
horseradish.
Mostly raw horseradish and a tiny bit of mayo. But I just threw up
horseradish. Mayonnaise with steak, man, bro. I love mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
You literally were giving me shit about eating loaded fries with
Your
my
hands.
hand.
No, it's a
and you
horrific
put
shout.
mayonnaise.
I said I
and-
didn't. Oh, him.
You
okay.
you just said
him,
mayo.
No,
on
I said
steak.
no. I said I love mayonnaise. I would never eat with steak. It doesn't go with
Oh,
steak.
God,
Gorgonzola Kramer.
miss-
Gorgonzola Kramer.
I'm going to exile myself to the
I
refrigerator.
misheard
Yeah, head
you
over
then.
there and grab yourself an ultra. That
You put horseradish on a steak, Remy?
Luke, this guy's a nutcase. This guy's a nutcase.
A lot of people that eat prime rib.
You
do
put
a
Arby's
horseradish mayo sauce.
That's prime rib.
Do we think prime rib's
That's
that
what I'm
good?
saying.
I don't
prime
think- I
rib.
don't
That's
think
not a
prime rib's
ribeye
that-
though. You said
Yeah,
ribeye.
yeah,
Right,
I'm
prime rib and
confused. All right,
ribeye.
never mind. I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm
Remy, go get a
Head over
beer.
there and grab
Get
yourself an
out of
ultra.
here, Jesus.
Grab
fucking
yourself an
Christ.
ultra. Go on.
This guy, prime rib and ribeye. Love a guy, but yeah, ribeye, my favorite cut.
Yeah, ribeye's a good cut.
The
man.
strip's nice.
And New York's good too. New York
Filet
is
is always
too.
good. I love a filet mignon's always
Yeah,
amazing.
but it
It's
doesn't get
lean.
sauce. It doesn't get sauce.
No, at a good place that has good steak, never sauce. If I get any cut of meat at Outback Steakhouse, I'm putting sauce on it. I'm sorry.
Not
if,
A1 though.
If
Not
I
A1.
if I go to a diner and I order a steak, it is getting
that was your
doused.
first,
It's
that was your
getting
first mistake.
doused
You
in
shouldn't be doing
A1.
that. You shouldn't be doing
If I
that
go to
anyway.
Chili's and I order a steak,
You
it
shouldn't
is
be doing that
getting
anyway.
sauce.
Shouldn't be ordering steak anywhere near
Well,
that.
so do you want to? So what was your two? Oh, your two was
I
the curry.
do-
We
yeah,
both
I
had
love
curry. Yeah.
carbonara and curry for number one. Like I love
Oh,
chicken.
curry's your-
Madras.
oh, yeah, curry's your number
Madras
one, yeah.
particularly, man. Nice and hot. One down from Vindaloo.
The number one in the realm of steak, I know. I hope Caleb's listening right now. There's a little restaurant on Fifth Avenue, right by St. Petersburg High School, my alma mater. Shout out to St. Pete High School. It's called Bo and Mo's, and I've recently had the best steak I've ever had in my life.
I need to check it out.
45. Well, yeah, I'd be down to go with you. It's
Yeah,
not.
let's do
It's not cheap. It's on the more pricey side. It's
Yeah.
a little tiny spot, mom and pop owned. They do 45-day aged steak. Last time I went there with my sister, she got the filet, and I got the 42-ounce tomahawk ribeye.
But how much was it?
It was over $100.
But was it 150
No,
or like
no,
110? See, that's not bad.
No,
I'm
yeah.
willing to pay $110 with
well,
for
like
you
I
get a
said,
side as well. Or?
Yeah. No,
it's a la carte
no,
sides?
No,
A la
oh,
carte sides?
everything there is a la carte. But like I said, it was a 42-ounce
But
steak.
still.
It was a tomahawk, so in the 42 ounces, the bone must have weighed 8 to 10 ounces. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, the bone was
So you're getting 30
huge.
ounces of meat for $110.
And the way it's Chicago style, so they it looks burnt. And I know
Abe Froman.
Exactly. It looks burnt. When they bring it to you, it's black.
Like Pittsburgh, well, it's
got
Pittsburgh style.
That's what I'm saying. It's got like a char on
Pittsburgh
it.
char and then
It's
your
got
own
that,
temp
they
inside.
like flame broil it or whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah, yeah.
45-day age. Looks black. It's a big mound
But
of
you cut
black meat
into
when
it
it
and
comes to you.
you cut into it and it's tender as fuck.
And another thing about when I order steaks places, if I go any place that I am in question at all about the quality of their food, I get medium. If I'm at a place,
medium, yeah.
I'm at a place that I know the steak's
Medium
good,
rare,
medium
yeah.
rare all
Yeah, of
day.
course, yeah, yeah.
I'm not as badass as some of you people that just like rare. is the
rare
only,
steak can be good
rare,
too.
I
think people order rare steaks are only doing it for the flex. Like, because medium rare is just good. People who order rare steaks are like, look at me, I'm eating rare meat. Look at me, I'm eating raw meat.
I always
good
hate-
for you.
There's
Do you know what I mean?
Even
You could enjoy it even a bit more if you had another 10 degrees on it.
Even with burgers at the Berg where I work, people it'll be a group of 4 or 5 people, and one of them will order I want my burger medium well, and there's always that asshole at the table who's like, oh, medium well, you're ruining it. I'm like, bro, it's ground beef.
It's ground beef, man. You want to eat rare ground beef? You can go to Walmart and eat out of
Have you
packet.
ever eaten a
They
McDonald's
won't even
burger
stop you,
that's
man.
extra well?
Bro, they won't even
I will
bro.
say I'll go medium rare sometimes and medium sometimes, depending on what the toppings are.
Yeah.
If the toppings are crunchy, I want it
Yeah.
medium
What about
rare.
burgers? Burgers?
If the toppings are soft,
Well, that's what
I
we're
want
talking
it
about.
medium.
Burgers go
Yeah.
medium
That's what I'm
rare.
talking about.
Yeah,
If
that's-
you order a rare burger, you can just go to. They will not stop you in Walmart from walking around and eating the meat out of the packet and just eating it.
yeah, no,
they won't stop you.
I
you
mean,
can go.
they-
That's what you do.
You know what?
Brains.
At Walmart, they couldn't stop any
They
of those
can't
people
stop
either
you,
way.
man.
The-
There's
the-
animals.
The,
That's
pe-
animals,
The people
man.
that
You want to see
the
animals?
people
you go
that
to the
patronize Walmart are
first-
eating whatever the fuck they want in that restaurant. They
Bro,
walk in, they'll just pick
half-
up.
but half
they'll
of the
pick up handfuls of.
half of the time at
frozen
Walmart,
peas,
if
eat 'em.
it's been too late to go to a store where you won't get robbed at night, and you go to Walmart, if it's too late to get to another store,
Where
and
you won't get robbed at.
Yeah. If you go to Walmart, you have to sift through the products that haven't already been opened and eaten to get to something that is actually still full.
What do you expect when you go to Walmart?
You go like,
I
head
go
to Walmart.
I go to Walmart just like any other human being. Let's all be serious here.
Right.
We all go to Walmart
for work shoes and socks.
Yeah,
for work shoes and socks. Yeah.
Honestly, they have a decent grocery section. It's not Publix. It's not. The Publix has set a very high standard for us.
The thing that I hate about Walmart is the cashing out part. I can't stand it, man. You're just there. Everyone's barging into you, like,
and they're just the worst people.
You get put in an arm. You get put in an armbar for trying to cash out your groceries.
It's like a carnival as well.
It's a lot, man.
You get to see a lot of entertaining shit, though.
You see insane stuff.
You always see some type of crazy argument fight that's going on, either between like husband and wife, child.
It's always a parent with 5 kids. Like the parents got 5 kids. The kids are running wild, and then she's
your
like,
shopping. You just hear 6 kids crying.
She's saying, she's shouting at the father who's just been betrayed. He's just done. He's checked out. She's shouting at the father about what drunk. He can do to help, and he's just on fantasy football on his phone. Like, I can't do this shit no more. Like, I'm done. I've been done for.
He's reevaluating his whole life. I was done at that moment.
I was done at the first one. There's been 4 since.
What have I done to leave?
Well, he went and he was like, okay, I can get a rotisserie chicken and I can get myself some fucking.
And he ended up paying $250
beer, and I can go home and watch the 8 p.m. game.
And he ended up paying $250 for all of that because his kids needed some dumb shit.
Pampers.
Yeah, some dumb shit. We've actually used this whole segment on food, which is
I know, it was nice.
I love it.
Nice.
It was worth it. We'll touch in on the last couple games.
We got 2 more games, and then we'd like to get into a little EPL.
We'll see what happens. It was important to touch on food.
Well, how are we? What is? How
we're breaking.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna break.
The sponsors are breathing down my goddamn neck right now.
All right, Remy, you're the boss. You let me know when.
And I need a cigarette.
When and where to go. Remy needs a cigarette, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna cut, and we're gonna come back and talk some sports. Maybe a touch more on Walmart. We'll see how we feel.
We'll be back after a short break.
You guys want to see a show? Walmart First North.
Yeah. What's happening, guys? This is the Is This Football podcast. We are back after Is This Football? We are back after a little break. My name's Dan. I'm joined by my friend Eddie, as well as our lovely producer Remy.
Hey.
TJ Hushmanzada, CJ Uzuma, Kyle Juszczyk. There's your names for you.
Juszczyk. And you know what? The one that was actually once I heard it, I kind of got it, but Nurmagomedov. You remember?
Habib Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov.
Not going to work here anymore, I'll tell you there.
Nurmagomedov.
Are you related to the actual Michael Bolton? Yeah. It's Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov?
Are you purposely fucking with me right now?
I like it.
Nurmagomedov.
Habib Nurmagomedov.
When he was first making his way through the ranks of the UFC, that name fucked with people.
Nurmagomedov.
People, they'd go Khabib. He became Khabib. They were like, they were like, we're not going to do that. We're not even going to worry about that.
We're not going to worry about that.
Khabib. He's from Kazakhstan?
No, he's from Russia. Dagestan.
Well, Russia, Dagestan, whatever.
Kazakhstan is its own country.
Yeah, well, it's like a what is it called when it's like it's part of Russia, but it's also its own thing, or it's
its own cultural thing, isn't it? There,
but
a huge Muslim part of Russia.
Sovereign state?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not a sovereign state, but it's so. Listen,
there's a word for it.
Like the Basque country in
like
Spain.
They are Russia, but
they're their own
Khabib
thing.
is
much
Russian.
Of Russia is Slavic.
Yeah, well, it's like the old USSR, all the little territories and provinces.
Much of Russia is Slavic, and the Muslim part, a huge part. Well, Dagestan is what it's got to be 90+% Muslim.
Yeah,
and they're different.
I'm not positive.
No, I'm not. But
that sounds about right.
But it's different to the Slavic part. There's definitely some tension there as well. And if we're not gonna, we're not going to talk about this today because we have stuff to talk about. But something that we should talk about maybe
Ukraine?
next week is the
I
fucking
think we're all
World War
about to
III.
die.
World
I
War
know, right?
III.
The more I keep reading about that, the more
Hundreds
I'm like,
of thousands of Russian troops building at the border. The NATO
In
have sent
every
Sweden
country,
have
yeah.
sent all of their naval all
Yeah.
of their naval ships across the Baltic Sea.
yeah.
The UK and the US are providing firearm to Ukraine.
And from what I've heard, Russia is in no way. They're just like
Well,
they're
we saw this during the Cold War,
They're
though.
telling everybody in the world, they're just like, don't fuck with us. Like we're gonna
They
do what
said-
we want to do.
They
and
do say
don't,
that, but
they're
they
like,
said
don't
that,
you
they
dare
said
send
that
troops.
they said that in the Cold War as well.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Habib the Eagle. But no, they said that in the Cold War as well, and then we found out that they really weren't, or they were. We'll see. I don't want to badmouth Russia, and they
could
find
get
out about
into
this
that.
on the podcast.
We could get into that too much, but
That'll be in Putin's basement.
before we get into the next couple games, we got two more that me and Eddie are
Let's do
highly
this,
passionate
yeah.
about. But I just wanted to bring up one little thing that I didn't know. The 49ers, with the win against the Packers, and now have 17 conference championships under their belt, which is the most of any franchise in NFL history since the 1970.
5 rings too.
Yeah, 5 rings and
49ers.
yeah, exactly. And so they have
That's how it sounds in California right
they
now.
have 17. They just passed up the Steelers. And then I know I was asking you, Eddie, you already gave me a couple.
I
Who
gave
do
you
you
the
think
Cowboys and the Patriots who
Uh-huh.
were right, because
And
that
then
should be easy. My other
Patriots
two guesses,
15, Cowboys 14. Who is after
I'm gonna
that?
have
And
a
I was
guess.
surprised.
Denver,
No.
Washington.
The Broncos are close. No. Washington.
Let me have a think then.
They might be lower down on the list at some point. I know they've been a couple times, but
Miami.
no, Miami. What?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Are
One
you just
minute.
reaching there? Do you want me to just tell you?
No. I actually do want to guess.
It's actually a tie for 5th and 6th. They both have the same amount. I can give you a very large hint.
But I'll definitely get it then. Go ahead.
Both of the teams at 5 and 6 both recently moved to different cities.
Okay, so the St. Louis Rams.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them.
They are 6, not 5, though.
The Baltimore Ravens.
When did the
Well, I
Baltimore
meant the Indianapolis
Ravens?
Colts the other way
That
around.
I said
but-
recently
okay.
changed
So
cities,
the,
Eddie.
so the LA Rams / St. Louis
The
Rams.
LA Rams
The
have
Raiders?
yes, the Oakland
Really?
Raiders.
I wouldn't think
the
that.
Oakland, but and then I kind of like remembered like they had a lot of success in the 70s. They played
Raiders.
they played the Bucs in the Super Bowl in whatever 2000. I think the Super Bowl was in 2003. The season was the 2002. Shout out to Caleb.
That was 1-2. I think that was 1-2.
What do you mean?
Not 2-3. Was
When
it
the
2-3 or was
Bucs
it
won it?
1-2?
It was the 2002 season. The Super
Bowl
Bowl
was-
itself
okay.
was
I
in
thought
2003.
I thought it was 01-02.
I've gotten in arguments with people about this a lot, and it's even hard for me to keep track. The Super Bowl they won was in 2003, but it was the 2002 season. It was the 2002-03 season.
I thought it was 1-2.
But they played the Oakland Raiders then, and there was a couple years there when the Raiders were good. A lot of people was like, "Oh, the Raiders are recently good," but they weren't. They were terrible for a long time. But they did a whole bunch. They were really good in the 70s with John Madden.
Yeah, that's
and
how
all
they
that.
got all those fans with
But-
the black hole and all that shit.
But then it's the Broncos, then it's the Packers, and after the Packers, I was super surprised. It's the Vikings.
The Vikings went to 4, not in a row, but they went to 4 and lost all 4. The
four
only team
in
that
the
can match the
70s.
Bills
Yeah,
in terms of futility.
Yeah.
Well, Super Bowl futility. I mean, the Detroit Lions have got something to say about futility.
It's funny. Before the show, I was thinking about different like trivia questions to ask. Like, just kind of googling sports trivia stuff. And one of the questions that I came across was, "What team lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls?"
That's too
But
easy.
I was like, "Is this even a question?"
Yeah,
Like
the 4 falls.
anybody that has any mild knowledge. About
I have
football.
no knowledge. Can I say the Dolphins?
No, it's the Buffalo
Oh,
Bills.
it's the Buffalo Bills. No,
The 4 falls of Buffalo.
the Buffalo Bills.
2 to Dallas, 1 to New York, 1 to Washington.
As good as-
all NFC East teams.
Yeah, as good as Josh Allen is, the Bills are most known for losing 4 consecutive
Yep.
Super Bowls.
It's true. It's true.
Travesty.
4 Super Bowls in cold ass weather.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but I just thought the Vikings, that was crazy that they've
They've been to 4 and lost 4. I know that. I don't know how many championship games they've been to.
never they've been to the Super Bowl a couple
4
times.
times,
Yeah,
4 times.
they've been 4 times, but never won. They're one of. Can you name the other teams that have never been to the Super Bowl?
Detroit,
Yes,
Cleveland.
yes.
How many?
I think there's 2 more.
Detroit. Wait, in New Age. Jacksonville have probably never been
Jacksonville, yes. There's one more,
there.
and it's
Houston?
Yes.
Yes, let's go, Remy.
Remy with a little. Look at Remy coming in.
That was actually pretty good for
go.
me too, to just rail off.
No, that was good. But yeah, those
every once in a while.
and those teams have never been to the Super Bowl.
Right, they've
like
never been there,
Texans, Jags, Detroit, and Cleveland. They've
Which
never
I feel
been
like
to a
Cleveland,
Super Bowl.
It used to be the Houston Oilers, right?
The Oilers,
Yes,
they went to Tennessee and
yeah,
became the Titans.
Yeah, that's the
and they got
Tennessee
another
Titans.
team as the
Yeah.
Texans.
Look
Remy
at-
with
look
the
at
fucking.
I like to do
knowledge,
this with
bro.
the boys.
Let's
go.
go.
All right, okay,
Remy with the
real quick,
fucking
real quick.
knowledge,
Holy
bro.
shit.
I don't know much about this type of sport. I like hockey, and I'll watch baseball, and I'll watch football. I watched every single Bucs game this season. Don't get me started on that. But, every once in a while, I like to try to impress these guys when they mention...
That Houston shout just impressed
I'm
me
impressed.
a lot, honestly.
I know, right? He hit that before.
Who was
you.
Carson?
That does impress me.
He said
that
Wentz.
does impress me much.
Eddie said Wentz tonight, and I go, Carson Wentz?
Remy,
Yeah, I was
Remy
like,
heard the
dude,
name
no.
Wentz. He goes, Carson? And we're like, hey,
That's
there
the
Remy
one, bro.
goes.
Let's get into these games.
Okay.
Quick.
The next game, the one that I was the most invested in, it was probably one of the most stressful situations that I've ever been in. I don't know if I'd say ever.
Yeah.
But,
This man's been to jail.
easy there.
Easy killer.
Maybe once or twice, but
all right. It's in the past.
I haven't been this stressed in a long time. It was the Bucs Rams game. The Bucs first half of the game, not great.
Crushed.
Not real good. We got down real high, real early. Stafford put on an absolute masterclass. He was playing real well the whole time. Brady
Their
did
defense is good too, man.
Their-
Their defense is loaded, which I said last week.
once after it was a tale of two halves. The first half, they absolutely destroyed us. They were scoring whenever they wanted. We couldn't do anything. The second half,
Brady
the defense started
summoned the deal
playing
with the
well.
devil.
The way he always does.
Yeah.
I mean, it
He was
was
like, devil, I got four more
But
rolls.
that's what got. I mean, we came back. I think we were down
It was
27
nuts.
to
They were
3.
down like 20 points at least.
We were down more than 20
the
points.
botch snap was a big one.
Came back and that was the one that I was like, that play right there. I mean, at the time, of course, I was like, oh yeah, that won us the game, which clearly
a little
didn't
bit
happen.
premature, yeah, but still, I mean, it got you back in it.
Like
It
I
got you
said,
into
I was
27 up.
I was a
You know
little
what I mean?
excited at that point, but that was the one thing that I didn't really understand. Stafford wasn't even looking. Stafford was like looking to like one of the wide receivers
it was either
or something.
it was a cadence issue or it was a crowd noise.
But okay, like I said, he wasn't even looking at the center. He wasn't even looking at
Well,
the
no,
center.
but that's what I mean on the center.
He
The
was-
center is
Well,
cadence issue or was it crowd noise.
Was it you or was it Caleb,
It was
that,
Caleb
that said that
it
maybe
might have been-
one of the defensive
Yeah,
linemen or a
false
defensive
shout.
player,
Yeah, which is fair play if you do that.
Exactly. I mean,
If he's managed
anything's
to mimic
fair
the,
if you can figure that out. But like I said, Stafford wasn't even looking He wasn't even
No,
looking
he
at the
was looking
offensive
left.
line.
He was looking
He
left.
was looking left. He was looking right. And then the ball shot past him like a dart.
Mm.
And I was just like, how does that happen? If you're the center, like. I mean, I'm not. I played a little bit of football, but I'm not a professional football player. I'm not even going to try to
How do you
act
let
like
that
I'm anywhere
happen?
close
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that. But like, how does something like that happen? And then that was really one of the big momentum
It
changes
was
in the
huge,
game.
man. And I think there's two things where you touch on for the Bucs and how they lost before we go into the Rams. The secondary is much maligned, and you hate the Bucs secondary, which is fair enough. They're trash.
How
They are
many
garbage.
times have I told you how,
Oh, yeah,
how
every week,
bad
oh, yeah. Every week,
single
oh, yeah.
the only
Every
thing
week,
I've
oh, yeah.
really maintained this entire season about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is that their secondary probably the worst in football,
Every week, oh, yeah.
which is a little bit overshadowed by how good our front seven are.
But you know what? As well as
Our
as
front
well as
seven
how
is
bad-
amazing.
No, they're top.
Incredible.
Two, top one.
Defensive
They're up
line
there.
and
They're up there.
linebackers are
JPP, Shaq, Vita Vea,
Devin White, Levante
Lavar. They're
David,
fucking
and
incredible. The
Ndamukong
front seven-
Suh.
The front and Sue, I wasn't even.
And Ndamukong
Suh
Suh
made the
had a
big play
great
to
game.
strip the ball.
He played
when they did it,
amazing.
yeah. But no, I think also missing Godwin and Brown. Missing Godwin and Antonio
Yeah.
Brown was big too.
I don't think Antonio Brown was as much. Like,
He is a big-
Godwin,
he
yes.
is.
Godwin, yes. Godwin, that hurt us. That he was because as much as I love Mike Evans is amazing. But him being able to have
He's an easy target. They're all going for him.
he's huge,
Exactly.
he's strong,
Which I
he can
was
pull a ball out of the air from
absolutely
anybody.
shocked that he was wide open on that deep go route.
Yeah,
to tie the game or be down 7 or something.
if I remember correctly, I think Ramsey like tripped or something.
No, Ramsey's just trash.
He
Ramsey's burnt toast.
we all have the
Burnt
same
toast.
opinions on that. But
Ramsey's
Antonio
dumb.
Brown was
Ramsey's the
good.
best.
Antonio
Ramsey's the best.
Antonio Brown for all the shit. Oh, Antonio Brown's so good. He's so amazing. He's amazing. He can't touch Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is miles
talent-wise. I think they're very close.
In every capacity.
Antonio Brown is incredibly talented.
In every capacity.
Antonio Brown is incredibly talented.
Not as good as Chris Godwin.
The only thing
as good as Chris Godwin is a miles better wide receiver.
The Godwin is bigger. But Godwin's bigger.
Chris Godwin has better hands. He's not fucking crazy. He's faster.
No, he's not crazy. He's a good point. He's not faster. There's no way Godwin is faster than Antonio Brown. No way.
I'd take Godwin in a foot race.
We're going to get some 40 times for next week.
I'd love to.
We're running short on time, but we're going to be getting 40 times for next week.
But
we're going into the Bills game right now.
Well, no, there's the one thing I wanted. Like I said, we touched on the secondary. Cooper Kupp being that open at that because it happened at the very last offensive play they had other than the field goal that won them the game. Cooper Kupp was wide open 50 yards down the field with nobody close.
No one close, man. He only ran a go route. He ran a seam go route.
The number one wide receiver in the league, and it's not like somebody on him.
Cooper Kupp is obviously fast. He's in the NFL, but he's not a burner. Yeah. He's a great route runner. Yeah. He's not a straight go burner.
But you throw him the ball, he's catching it, and he's the only wide receiver
and it's just a straight
I don't want to hear about Odell Beckham
who had a great
Jr.
game.
He had an all right game, but Cooper Kupp
had a good game.
Cooper Kupp had 180 yards.
And you know what? The thing that beat you guys was just a straight seam go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like
Cooper
Kupp's MO. His MO is great route running. Little slants. Dig and goes, shit like that. Not a straight go. Yeah. He's not fucking that fast. Yeah. Cooper Kupp ain't that fast. He's white.
We should not have allowed that at all, especially as closely as we played them on that last play. Like drop it back. Drop back the coverage. All you have to do is not let them get into field goal coverage.
This is the perfect
let them
segue.
Get 20 yards. Let them get a short slant route. Give them
into
that.
The Bills game.
Yes, we will go into the Bills.
Perfect segue.
Bills Chief.
No, this is the perfect segue into the Bills game.
Best game I've seen in a long time. Best game I've seen in a long,
this weekend of football
long
has
time.
been the best weekend of football in history.
Easily.
Absolutely.
It's not even close.
Saturday, Sunday, I mean...
Every game was within...
I'm not as into it as you guys are, but, I mean, 3 out of 4 of those games were won by a goddamn field goal.
I think every game was. Every game was a field goal.
Even the Bengals game came down.
The Bills...
So
technically the Chiefs... won by a touchdown, but it was overtime.
They won by...
But it was overtime.
Yeah,
it was overtime.
It was
a field goal that took them to overtime.
They weren't all field goals, but they were all last possession... They all last possession scores.
Well, right.
Whether it was a field goal or a touchdown. We're moving into the Bills game,
and let me shout out Josh Allen as the best quarterback in the NFL right now. This is it. I'll go on record. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. Without a doubt. That is, you can hot say that.
Except the quarterback that beat him.
Josh Allen is a better quarterback
Josh
than Pat
Allen
Mahomes.
played incredibly well. Josh Allen had an absolute beastly performance.
He had a perfect QB rating. He had close to... It's the best quarterback rating in the playoffs since 2006. It's close to perfect.
No. It wasn't better than Patrick Mahomes.
No, it's a better postseason quarterback rating.
Oh, postseason. Yeah. In the game, do you know what both of their quarterback ratings were?
I do not.
Because I have it right here.
I do not.
Would you like to know?
I don't want to know, actually, because I'm still heartbroken.
I'm still
tell you
heartbroken
anyway. 2 days later.
You know what?
Eddie, I'm just going to say, man, when the Bucs lost, I was really upset, but I was at least hoping for the Bills for you.
Yeah, and it was heartbreaking. And listen, 13 that's on coaching, man. That's on coaching. I don't care. I don't care what else goes on, man.
It was the same thing with
seconds.
It was the same thing with the Bucs. It was a secondary issue.
But I feel like with the Bucs, we're supposed to have one of the better secondaries in the NFL.
I know, but how does the coach have anything to do with giving Patrick Mahomes 13?
I think playing too soft. 13 seconds. Yeah. Or maybe playing. I don't know what it was. I haven't looked into it. I've been too heartbroken to look into the replays. I've been too heartbroken by it. I haven't watched one replay from it, man.
Tyreek Hill.
Well, the big play was Kelsey.
That was Kelsey.
The big play was Kelsey to set up the field goal.
Yeah.
And how the fuck are you going to let Travis Kelsey?
Yeah.
How the fuck are you going to let Travis Kelsey be wide open in the middle of the field for 30 yards when you just fucking lock down Hill and Kelsey?
It's the same thing I said about Cooper Kupp. How do you do that? The two people you have to cover, Travis Kelsey, Tyreek Hill. You have 4 secondary players.
And they eat against us, man. They eat against us. Listen,
if Mecole Hardman or any of any of their other offensive players does anything,
then so be it.
If Clyde Edwards-Helaire beats you,
well, he ain't beating you. He ain't beating you with 13 seckons left.
That's what I'm saying.
If Mecole Hardman or Pringle,
any of those guys beat you, so be it. You let the two
do not let Kelsey and Hill,
the best tight end in the league, and arguably the best
tight end in the league.
fastest wide receiver in the league.
and easily the most explosive player in the NFL.
Exactly. Don't let them touch the ball. That's
It's
all you have to do.
man. It's bad coaching and it's bad defensive play. They were gassed, but it's bad defensive play. That's why you didn't win. That's why you didn't win a Super Bowl this year. Because you let that shit happen.
Going into the game, I was saying that Josh Allen wins this game.
Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL.
I would say you could arguably put him past Mahomes, but
he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
After the Mahomes performance in that game, Mahomes has officially
give me Allen, man. Give me Allen every time.
Himself
give me Allen
as
every
the
time.
Best.
Give me Allen every time.
Mahomes
give me Josh Allen
is a
every time.
Jedi master,
every time,
man.
And
He's
twice
Obi-Wan
on Sunday.
Kenobi, man. He cannot be beaten. He has something about him.
Well, they can be beaten because they lost to the Bucs last year.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm praying they lose to the Bengals because I'm sick and tired of his family.
Hey now,
his
I'm from
family
Ohio.
suck.
I'm from Ohio, so
let's go Bengals this Sunday.
That's what we got. That's what we got to touch on. Bengals.
Fuck Mahomes' family.
Also, another big shout out to Gabriel Davis, who I had heard of him, but he had like 200 yards,
4 touchdowns. First
How
wide
do you
receiver to
do
have
that?
4 touchdowns in a postseason game. Also a local guy from Seminole, Florida.
Yeah, I know, crazy,
local dude,
right?
Seminole,
Really?
Florida. Yes. Gabe Davis for the Bills from Seminole, Florida. Went to UCF and is a bit of a baller on a slide. Crazy clutch.
I mean,
almost
clearly
clutch
you
player.
perform like that, and honestly,
he is just super clutch.
He's
been clutch all year. He's been clutch all year.
Josh Allen absolutely put it on a platter for him.
Allen is a baller.
As good as Gabriel Davis is, you have
but all year though
one of many other wide receivers.
But all year though, whenever we need it, it ain't Diggs. It's Gabe Davis.
Yeah,
Diggs is our best wide receiver, but it ain't Diggs in the clutch.
Chiefs -7.5 against the Bengals in the AFC
Give me the
Championship.
Chiefs to win, but the Bengals to cover.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, man, the Chiefs are red hot and rolling.
The Chiefs are red hot, and just based on I know the Bengals. The Bengals defense is okay. I don't rate the Bengals defense super high. I think Joe Burrow is really, really good, and
it's going to be hard to win. I think he's good.
I think it's
with
in
that
Arrowhead.
With that momentum,
they're going to put up some points. But I don't.
I think the Chiefs could actually cover.
I don't know if
maybe.
it's going to be within 7 points.
Yeah, I might take the Chiefs.
I mean,
with the spread too.
I've been telling everyone. People ask me, "Oh, what would you like to happen in the Super Bowl?" I want
to see it with the Bengals and the. Who's in the NFC? I think the Bengals and Rams would be a fun.
I think the Rams and the Chiefs will win.
Rams Chiefs would be a great.
Animal on
animal crime,
and then we'll look up statistics to see who would actually win in a fight between a Ram and a Bengal.
A Ram and a Bengal, that's a mismatch.
Ram.
This guy, no way.
He'll just headbutt him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like that's his only skill.
A Bengali tiger versus
to be fair, if a Ram could just headbutt a Bengal tiger straight on. Oh, we're gonna get back into the
animal matchups next week.
We could do that. But
bear versus tiger.
I don't think Bengals cover that spot. I think Chiefs win, and I think they win by. I think the Chiefs win. They win by 10 or more points.
I could get that. I could agree with that.
49ers, Rams -3.5.
Give me the Rams to cover that as well. Definitely.
Yeah, I think.
Give me the Rams to cover that.
Based on
even more so than the Chiefs to cover. Like I think the Chiefs.
Well, it's
probably
3.5 or 7.
I mean, it's just winning the game basically. I mean, I know you can win by 1 or 2, but give me the Rams over the Niners by 3.5.
I know
that's saying the teams are the same because it's in LA.
Yeah, no,
that's saying they're the same quality. Yeah. No way. The Rams are 4 to 7 points better. Than
when I saw that number, I was very surprised. As good,
that's a mortgage job.
As good as the 49ers defense is, I really just think that the Rams
that's a mortgage job for me. I'm gonna have a big bet on
as
on
much as I liked him in the last segment. The way he performed in the last game, Jimmy G, I don't really trust him with anything. But
this is what my plan is.
It looks like our time is up. What's your plan? I'm sorry.
My plan for Sunday, really quick, if anyone is interested, is not for the first part. I'm gonna go play some cards Sunday morning. And while I'm playing cards, I'm going to lay a big monster bet on LA to cover 3.5.
I would say that's a prudent bet. I don't know about your mortgage, but
my mortgage is
my net
worth is about $44. But no, it's going to be my first month's rent on the LA Rams. So if anyone wants to do first month's rent on the LA Rams, I think that's a prudent bet.
I'll let you know, but it looks like that's our time for this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
$1,000 on the LA Rams.
Thank you for
-3.5.
Thank you for joining us.
Great show, boys.
We've had a wonderful time, but
next week we're going to do Aaron Rodgers' contract.
Yeah, we've got a little bit more to talk about that later.
We're going to do a recap on
the
championship games. We're going to talk about which animals would beat other animals in fights. I think that, and we're going to talk about some acts as well.
And we'll get a little bit. We tried to
We're
get
gonna
into
do
a
some
little
animal fights.
We
next
tried
week.
to get into the EPL. We didn't quite make it there today. We had a
Not
little bit too much to
We
talk
won't be
about.
doing it next week either.
We
It's an
got caught up in
international
the
break.
food stuff. I feel like the food stuff kind
It's
of
important, man.
straightened us.
Food
But
is everything in life.
we are taking off for the evening.
We're taking off. We're doing animal fights next week.
I
Tune
don't know if Remy, you want to plug the Facebook stuff. All
Well,
that.
guys, great job again tonight. The guys, this is they call. See,
It's
this is
not
what
that.
happens.
Excuse me?
Not
This is
that.
what happens.
Excuse
when
me?
No, I was just trying to tell you. I told you earlier when we were on the cigarette break. If you don't do your own outro, I can't be responsible.
I don't know specifically exactly what the Facebook tag and like all those handles are, so I will learn up for the next.
All right, here
for
it
the next
comes my
segment.
best auctioneer voice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Is This Football? Live every Tuesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and then every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcast drip. So make sure you turn into that. It is Tiger Cage Media, and also listen to They Call Us a Breeze. It comes on Thursday.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
I want to thank my my main co-host here, Dan Benson Parker, and my very best co-host, Mr.
Let
Edward
me hit
Doyle
you with the
III.
jar.
You guys are fucking doing amazing, and thank you all for listening out there, guys. What
Check
do you
in next
say,
week for
guys?
animal fights.
Good night, everybody.
Animal
right?
fights next week. Good night.
Have a good one, guys.
So long.